Hey guys, it's Alex. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to sell to more people without feeling salesy. In other words, we're going to craft a client acquisition system that makes people want to buy without you having to sell them hard, okay? And to do that, we have to craft an irresistible offer. The truth about client acquisition is that word of mouth is great, but it's unpredictable. And we need a predictable stream of leads. When we say yes to bad projects, we actually damage our businesses. If you take on contract work and you are not optimized for contract work, you are actually losing money taking on that job. You're better off spending your time doing more outreach and getting more leads, because low quality clients actually hurt your business. In today's day and age, it's so competitive that your work alone isn't good enough to attract your ideal clients. It's because if someone was shopping to get t-shirts done and they go look at 10 different shops, the expectation is that the quality is just as good amongst all those 10 shops. Now, you know that might not be true, but good work is the lowest expectation in today's market. But imagine a world where you had a predictable way to generate new business. You had more opportunities than you can handle. That way you can quote jobs and not worry about losing them. And what if your sales conversations felt easy and relaxed? What if you can do outreach without feeling salesy or spammy? That is what we're going to teach you how to do today. Because today we're going to build an irresistible offer. Because most people focus their irresistible offer around the core product that their business provides, also known as the service. So other people's core offer, other people's irresistible offer says something like this. If you don't get your shirts within 7 days, your order is free. If we don't generate you $10,000 within 90 days, your order is also free, or you get a full refund. Either way, it's around their core product. Now, those type of offers work really well in other industries. Not only are we in a creative-based industry, the problem actually exists way before the sales call. And most of you guys listening to this video can do an all right job explaining yourself and the value your company provides on a sales call. But the problem is you don't get enough of those opportunities, and it feels like you're probably trying to sell yourself on getting the job. So today, we're going to show you guys how to approach sales without feeling salesy by providing value first. To do this, we want to craft our irresistible offer far before the sales call. The irresistible offer is actually to generate sales calls. Now, we want to approach people from a place of value and giving so that it doesn't feel spammy. The irresistible offer is the weapon that we use to attract more people into our ecosystem. Your goal is to start the conversation and not to sell to them. Your goal here is to build as much trust with a stranger and remove as much risk from them as possible. Now, you receive free offers from digitizers all the time. Why don't you take them all on it? Chances are, even though it's free, you might risk something. Now, what do you risk? You risk your time. You risk your money if it's not actually free. You risk your quality. You risk your brand and your reputation if the quality isn't there. Now, so in our irresistible offer, we have to remove the risk from the prospect and amplify the rewards. Our sales process that we teach you guys is built on one simple principle. We give way more than we ask for. In other words, we give before we ask. When most people market their business, they're actually just asking for business. They post things like this. Hey, does anyone know who does this? Do you want custom apparel? Message me. Does anyone need t-shirts? This is the type of stuff that people post. And today, we're going to make you look different. Our goal is to reverse the way you approach marketing and flip the script. We want you to think of every post as a way to give. We want you to come from a place of service. Ask yourself, how can I best serve my prospective clients? There's a study known as a social exchange theory. It basically says when we give something away for free, aka a gift, it makes people more likely to like us, want to talk to us, and talk about us. It's kind of like a free sample at the food court, or at Costco, or at Sam's Club. Imagine if a stranger came up to you and gave you something that you actually found valuable. How would you react? Most people would want to return the favor. This is how we want to frame our give before we ask for anything. And this is what's going to be our irresistible offer. This is actually how I approached new clients and new businesses when I was trying to print shirts for them, because I actually hated sales. I was very afraid of sales. And by giving them something that they actually need and valued, it made me feel like I wasn't selling anything. And funny enough, the more you give, the more you actually get. So the question becomes, what do we give? The answer, an irresistible offer. Within this offer, we want to share and show them the gap. We want to stretch the gap of where your prospects are right now and where they want to be. It might not make sense, but I'll explain to you in a second what that gap is. Our job as creatives and creative professionals is to not just show them the t-shirt that they want. We want to show them the vision of what they could be. We can show them things like, this is how much you can save on apparel. This type of shirt fits them more. This design to drive more business. Whatever it is, I'm going to show you guys how to craft something that is really irresistible. But not just the gap, you want to stretch this gap. You want to show them how big the problem actually is. Now, they're getting t-shirts today, but there's actually a bigger problem than that. There's a saying that says, people don't pay big money to solve small problems. So you want to show them the size of their problems. This right here is the gap. Imagine a business with no logo, no professional gear, and look at the difference over here. It's a completely different feel. And this is what you want to get them excited on. This right here is the gap. So the more you can stretch this gap of where they are and where they want to be, the more desire there will be to take action. Now, your irresistible offer should get clarity on their problems. You need to show them the cost of not fixing this. And then you're going to tell them how to fix it. Now, in this example, it's just a guy and his construction company, but you can do this for anything. Now, before we craft your irresistible offer, you must understand the customer journey. People call it a marketing funnel or a customer journey, but it's simply taking someone who is a stranger and turning them into a long-term client. Now, to convert a stranger into a long-term client, you have to give this stranger a series of steps. The problem is they don't know you, so each step they take is a balance of both risk and reward. And they'll ask themselves, is this worth it? And it's your job to guide them properly through each step. Now, if they ever don't want to move forward, it's because the risk is above the reward. So if they say no thanks or not interested, the risk is too high for them. So this is the foundation of all your cold outreach efforts. So what is risk? Again, even risk can be risky. Even free can be risky. So let's think about the digitizer. Why don't you respond to them? It's because it might cost you time, money, energy, or status. Your brand, your reputation. The goal of the irresistible offer is to get them to take the next step. Them as in your lead, your prospect. And to do that, the reward has to be higher than the risk. That's the only way they can step forward. The irresistible offer is to get people to simply raise their hand and say, tell me more. That's your only goal right here. You're not trying to sell them anything. For each step you take, you want to clearly define a clear benefit with a very low risk. Because again, the stranger doesn't know you. And you want to turn this person into this person, who is fundamentally the same person. The only difference is they trust you at different degrees. You want to mitigate the risk as much as possible for the prospect. And you want to amplify the reward to your prospect. So as a recap so far, people buy from people they like, know, and trust. People like and trust people who give away valuable stuff. So that's why we give away stuff first. By giving away valuable stuff away for free, we demonstrate our value, we build rapport with our prospects, and we eliminate sales fear from our leads. And as a prospect, what do we fear? What is our number one concern when dealing with a stranger who is trying to solicit us? These are the questions we ask. And as a prospect, we fear that whatever this stranger is trying to tell me, it might cost me time, money, energy, or status. So what we do instead is we craft an irresistible offer that gives away time, gives away money, gives away energy and status. We want to front load all this stuff without asking for anything in return. Once we give away so much value, people will actually lower their guard. They'll ask to work with us, and they'll tell other people about our business. As you speak to them, you can actually feel them trust you. The more value you can provide, the more they begin to trust you. The more they receive and consume your content, or your lead magnet, or your irresistible offer, the scale will flip into your favor. You'll go from chasing them into having people waiting in line to work with you. Now, this is what the irresistible offer is designed to do. You want a line of people waiting out the door asking, how can I work with you? So back to stretching the gap. Again, this is the gap. You might be wondering, what if they take our design, our solution, our irresistible offer, and then go somewhere else? As a business owner, you need to get over this fear. Because yes, some people will definitely do that. That's why not everyone who designs a design on custom ink orders on custom ink. There's a percentage of your market that will never become your clients, no matter what you do. So stop worrying about them. It's a waste of energy and time. We want to actually worry about the people that we can actually help and that are willing to pay us with money and time. So you're going to get people who consume and take your work, but they never pay you a single penny. But that's why there's people on YouTube who give away free content with over 2 million subscribers, but they don't have 2 million clients. And that's okay. Because not everyone who eats a sample at the food court actually buys at the food court. The more we can actually give away, the more we can get. So the goal here is to give away as much as we can that we can actually afford to give away. The goal of this video here is to really shift your mindset, because I know you're good at what you do. I know you can decorate stuff. I know you have really good creative skills, but we need to start giving stuff away. And by giving stuff away, it makes it easy for people to find out about us. We want to make it so easy for people to know, like, and trust us. The faster we can do that, the easier we can do that, the more leads we'll have and the more people we can work with. So we need to start making it easy for people to find out about us. Most people, they share all the amazing work they've done and simply say, oh, get in touch. And then they wonder why nobody gets in touch. Or they say, just go on my website and request a quote, but nobody does that. The reason why people don't do that is because it's actually risky. Because even if I do get in touch, even if I do go on your website, fill out the form, you're going to make me send a design, fill out a bunch of questions, and choose options that I have no idea what I'm clicking on. And then I have to wait for you to get back to me. After I go through all of that just to submit the form, I have to just hope and pray that you're a nice person on the other end, willing to answer my questions, and that I actually enjoy working with you. This is the risks that people want to avoid and just go and custom make and place their order on there, even though it's more expensive. So we want it to be easy for people to like, know, and trust us. And by stretching the gap, it's actually helping people understand the long-term consequences of not fixing the problem they have right now. So when somebody asks, how much do shirts cost? How much is a shirt? Isn't it just printing on a shirt? Or it's just a logo, you just put it on a t-shirt. It's not your job to be upset. Instead, as a creative provider and problem solver, it's actually your job to help them understand what the cost of not doing it correctly is. So client acquisition, it begins with identifying who do you want to acquire, and then crafting your lead magnet or irresistible offer around it. And that is why niche selection is so important. We want to know exactly who you want to target. By being a specialist, you can actually charge more money, you can better serve that audience, and you can further understand their pain. Now, people say, I just want more customers. I don't care who it is. As long as they're willing to pay me, I'll work with them. The problem is when you say customers, who is your customer? The first thing is that we have to be very clear on who it actually is. Who do you actually want to start a conversation with? When I ask certain people, they say, I just want to sell more shirts. I just want to print more shirts. I just want to embroider more stuff. But who specifically do you want to work with? They'll say, I want to work with bigger companies with employees. But who specifically within that organization do you want to speak to? Who do you want to have more conversations with? The sooner you can address these two answers with a very specific avatar, the easier it is to market to them. That's because you can craft things that are actually valuable to a marketing director. Now, if you go to a marketing director and a high school coach with the same lead magnet, the same irresistible offer, chances are it might not be as irresistible to both people. So you want to ask yourself, who would this be most valuable for? Because the more specific you can get, the easier and better it is to get in contact with these people. By knowing who you want to contact, you can further understand their pain points. You can really understand their biggest frustrations and craft your irresistible offer around it. The next module is on niche selection, so we'll dive deeper into there. But generally, it's about knowing the person and knowing what pain points. Once you know that industry well enough, you can actually learn different tricks and trades. So, for example, Army recruiters, if you're working with them, they can actually spend up to $1,500 without asking for extra information or asking for extra permission to place the order. So if you understand what I'm trying to say, you can charge 10 shirts for $1,500 and they might pay that. But to start crafting your irresistible offer, you first want to choose the crowd, the actual person that you want to serve. And to start serving them, you want to list their top 3 frustrations. What do they hate doing? You'll find that construction companies, they don't mind paying more money if you can just help them design the logo, draft everything. All they have to do is say yes and pay you. And using that same avatar, that same crowd you want to serve, you want to ask yourself, what do they want most? If they want really good status, if they want to promote their business more, do they want shirts that have their logo all over the place? Or do they want to come off as classy and have a logo that people actually like to wear in their off time? The more you know that crowd, the better you can answer these questions. So to craft a truly irresistible offer, you want to know their wants and desires. What is it that they ultimately want? If you had a magic wand and you can fix anything within their business, what would they want to fix? If they had a list of things to fix, what would be on it? And what matters to them most in life and business? Now, if you're working with schools and high school coaches, you might find that they don't care what you do as long as they don't have to deal with any of the shirts and you ship them directly to the parents. If you can do that, they'll take you and they'll hire you right away. Whereas other people, they want to be in control of everything. So it's up to you to identify who you want to work with. Now, if you want to focus on small businesses, you're going to have to be a lot more specific on who you want to speak to and who you want conversations with. One thing to note is that although you identify a target avatar, that is not your only avatar. That's not your only market. If you focus on just plumbers, it doesn't mean you can't take on another job. By choosing the person you want to work with, it actually sets the direction. It does not have to reshape how your whole creative business works. By choosing that person, you know you can channel your marketing efforts into one direction. Everyone else who you attract will be a byproduct of your action. You don't have to niche your whole business down. This isn't like a marketing agency. This isn't a different type of business where if you niche down, you can be really, really profitable. In this industry here, you just want to niche down so that you can easily create a marketing strategy and create a strategy for client acquisition. The more specific you can get here, the easier it is to craft out these strategies. Now, if you feel like you don't know your market that well, the easiest solution to this is by just having more conversations with the people you want to serve. So if you want to do more work with nonprofits, churches, then you speak to more churches and nonprofits. You'll find that through conversations, you'll have more clarity. Now, if you look through your past list of clients and you notice that, oh, these clients were pretty good, ask yourself, do you want more clients like that? If the answer is yes, go and build something that surrounds that avatar. So if you're going after coffee shops and you find that they struggle to get really good designs and they don't know what type of shirts to use, you can create an irresistible guide and hand that over to them. When you approach them, you can hand them a guide that they actually find valuable. So let's map that gap and let's build your irresistible offer. An important thing to remember here is we're not solving the entire problem. The goal of the irresistible offer is to reveal clarity around the problem. Again, I'm not telling you to solve all their problems for free. All you want to do is reveal clarity around this problem. Because if you remember that picture I showed you earlier, that construction company does not understand what it means to have proper branding within their company. And it's your job to reveal that to them. If you have 30 minutes with your ideal client, what would you do to get clarity on the problems? Chances are you sit there and you speak to them and ask them certain questions. So say you were trying to work with construction companies and I was a construction company and I wanted to talk to you about ordering shirts. What's the first thing that you guys do? Chances are you'll ask them questions, but really think about it. What's that first thing you do with that client? Do you offer a brand consultation? Do you take their current logo, put on a shirt and show them what it looks like? Or do you ask them certain questions? What is it that you do? What is that first thing you do with the client? Whatever it is that you normally do, I want you to take it and move it to the front of the customer journey and offer it for free or at low cost. This could be mock-ups, designs, shirts, branding consultations. Whatever it is, just move it to the front of the customer journey, to the front of your funnel. Now you might say, Alex, I don't want to work for free. I don't want to do free work for everybody. The good thing is that you don't. Remember, you get to pick and choose who you want to work with and who you want to offer this free stuff to. You don't have to do it for everybody. You get to choose who you get to do this for. So let's brainstorm some irresistible offers together. What are some things that we can offer as an irresistible offer to our ideal clients? I want you to brainstorm anything that comes to mind. I want you to take this time and really think about different ideas. It does not have to be perfect. It just has to be directionally correct. So just take out a piece of paper, open a document, take your team together, and draft an irresistible offer. I'm going to give you guys some examples now. So some examples and ideas that you could do is offer a free branding consultation for local coffee shops. It could be as specific as that. You can also do a free audit of their logo and offer different adjustments to a construction company. A lot of these construction companies have really bad logos. You can help them with that. What you can also do is you can review some successful branding campaigns and show them how if this law firm changes the logo here, it gives out embroidered polos, they can do X, Y, and Z. You can do free strategy sessions where they hop on a call with you and you can brand out. You can help them create their brand strategy together. You can also give out free guides, reports. You can either host in-person workshops. If you're in a local town and you invite all the business owners into a Facebook group and you ask them who wants to do a networking event, you can host a networking event within your shop and offer a free in-person workshop where you can show them all different business apparel ideas. You can also do a mini course on adding custom apparel into their business. You can do all these different types of things, and the best thing is there's no limit to this. Your limit is your creativity. If you're trying to go after bars, restaurants, the food industry, you can create a tool or template that helps them design logos super fast, or you can speak to them and see what they're really looking for. If these bars are actually trying to find a clothing line that, or a way to give clothing to their frequent visitors, you can help them with that. If they're trying to help create shirts to give away at the restaurants, you can create a template or tool for that. You can also offer free designs and mock-ups for sports teams. You can give away free fonts. If you're selling DTF, you can give away free fonts to home decorators. Now, let's take a more specific example. Let's say you're trying to target nonprofits and charities. What you can do is offer a free PDF guide on how to build a bigger community around your nonprofit. You can offer them a fundraising guide, how to effortlessly raise money for their charity. You can give them a free guide on how to impact more people with their charity. You can create another free guide on how to get more donations from their ideal supporters. You'll find that if you dove really deep into nonprofits and charities, they don't want donations from anybody. Just like how you don't want any type of client, they might want a certain type of supporter. You might also find that offering free brand audits, free checklists, free workbooks for nonprofits to really find their voice within their branding, you might find that this might resonate with them really well. So the irresistible offer that you provide needs to directly relate to the challenges that your ideal clients have. It's really important that this offer right here is not generic. So let's create a quick checkbook real quick. How quickly can you get this thing to them? If you're giving away a free book, do you have to ship the book? Does it take 7 to 10 days to get there? There's a guy who offered a free book, but realized the free book itself was too long. So they threw on a quiz on the front end. And based off your answers on that quiz, it will tell you exactly what chapters to read, which made it a lot easier for people to consume and a lot less friction to give value up front. So when you're creating this irresistible offer, this lead magnet, you want to ask yourself, how quickly can people get this thing? And how quickly can people consume it and really reap the benefits of this irresistible offer? Do they have to read 1 page or do they have to read 30? So you want to ask yourself, is your irresistible offer free or low cost? You want to remove all the barriers to entry. You want to welcome these people into your ecosystem. Do you have a clear outcome and benefit for the user? And then you want to ask yourself, is it enjoyable and easy for my ideal customers to do, use, or consume? Ask yourself these questions as you continue to build out your irresistible offer. Again, it's just a lead magnet to start the conversation. Again, you are not delivering the full solution here for free. You're here to expose the pain points within their business, within their company, We're not saying work for free. Again, this irresistible offer is designed to help prospects get clarity on the problems moving forward so they know that they have a problem. You're going to show them the problem, but you're not going to solve it for free. So when you go fishing, you need bait. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to craft your hook. So this is the framework that we use when you're naming your offer. So the bait here, once you create a irresistible offer, you want people to be able to read it and then say, oh, that's pretty cool. Let me learn more. So naming your offer is the first step in crafting your hook or building your bait. So again, when you go fishing, you need your bait. Who are you going to bait? Where are you going to fish? And what bait are you going to use? And then what is the result that you're trying to teach them? So again, let's craft your hook. When people read your irresistible offer, you want them to say, oh, tell me more. It needs to resonate with who your ideal avatar is. It needs to work where you're going to deploy it. And this is based off where your avatar lives. Now, if you create one type of irresistible offer, it might work better on Instagram. But if your ideal avatar isn't on Instagram, chances are you should probably rethink how you're going to structure it. If you build something for tech startups and you put it on LinkedIn, you'll find that it works better. So you want to understand where your avatar is. Who do you want to go after and where do they hang out? That's how you craft your bait. Now, when you craft your irresistible offer, again, the question you want to ask is, what are you going to name this irresistible offer? These are some templates that you could use. How to get X for X without X, okay? Or how to get X in only Y time. How to get X without Y. Some examples here are how to raise money for your sports team without having to lift a finger, even if you are busy. And then you can introduce online stores. That's what we did. You can also show businesses how to instantly get reviews and referrals in just 3 days by giving away shirts for anyone who refers a new client. You can also help people get more clients without running paid ads. And you can do t-shirt giveaways, like share this story on Instagram for a chance to win a free t-shirt. These are the stuff that people don't think about, and it's your job to educate them. Before you build your irresistible offer, you want to test the market. You don't want to go out there and build a lead magnet without seeing if there's interest first. So the easiest way to do this is actually to post on social media and ask them for feedback. This is literally all you have to post. You can say, hey guys, I'm thinking about building X, and X will be your lead magnet or your irresistible offer. Tell them and comment down below if they'd be interested, and then you'll send it over to them. Now, if you don't have a big following on social media, you can DM people and past clients and tell them that you're thinking about putting together a guide on X, Y, and Z. Would you be interested in reading this guide? Or maybe it won't be a guide. Maybe it's something else. Whatever it is, put that here and see if people will be interested in it. If you get 20, 30 people saying, yes, 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 please tell me, show me how you do that, then chances are that's a good irresistible offer to build. As you build this, you want to ask yourself or ask people, would you actually read this? Would this be helpful? Would this be a helpful guide if I made it for you? If you find that people are asking you very similar questions over and over again, chances are it might be a really good lead magnet or irresistible offer. Now you can also do a poll on LinkedIn or Instagram. And whoever replies or likes your post or responds to your poll, you can DM them, asking them what's the most important thing that they want out of this irresistible offer. You want to find the product market fit for this irresistible offer, and the fastest way to do that is asking the market. You're literally asking people, what can I help them with? And give it to them for free. And if you get the same answer over and over again, chances are that whole industry, that whole ideal avatar is struggling from the same problem. If you solve that for them, you're going to print all their shirts. And once you find something that is truly irresistible, you're going to have clients out the door and you're going to be booked out for a very long time, especially once you automate your outbound systems. Again, your idea here is to get people to raise their hand and say, tell me more. And then you qualify them as a prospect. If you don't think you can help them, or if you think they won't be a good fit and they're just here to waste your time, you simply just don't do it for them. Again, you get to choose who you offer this offer to. That's the beautiful thing about business. You get to choose. The idea here is to get the ideal people to just raise their hand and start that conversation. Your irresistible offer is something that you'll have to test. Again, reiterate, improve, test it to the market, give it away, see what people say. You're going to have to improve this over and over again because it might work for 1 year or a few months and then people get bored of it. You'll find that your first irresistible offer might not pick up much interest, but that's a good thing because you didn't build it out all the way. You sent it out to the market, you tested it, and because there is no good response, you didn't have to waste your time on building it. So you should be happy when your irresistible offer doesn't pick up. Chances are when you build that irresistible offer, chances are there's no clear outcome and no benefit tied to it. So you need to continue to improve it. The more specific you can get with 1, who that irresistible offer is for, and 2, what problem can this solve for them, the better results you'll get. Again, your idea here is to get people to just raise their hand and say, tell me more. And then it's your job to qualify them as a prospect. What happens most of the time actually is when you go out to the market and you test and you start conversations with people, you're going to ask them what makes an irresistible offer, what could you really do to serve them? And then you might actually even skip the irresistible offer and go straight into a sales conversation, and then you'll create a new client. So in summary, this whole video, to sell without being salesy, you need an irresistible offer. You need to approach strangers with the mindset of how can I help you and how can I best serve you? And then you continue to give and rebuild an irresistible offer until people want it. Once you do that, you can then start client acquisition and never run out of leads again.